So what we've got here to do today is for episode 196, your favorite number, Lemmy, is we're here to talk about the state of the DabbleVerse because when me and Lemmy are talking shit about you behind your back, Karl, Lemmy, of course, I never say anything. It's all me defending your good name. Lemmy's of the opinion that a lot of it's gone a little too far, a little too dark, a little too serious. But then Karl is the Tony Montana of the DabbleVerse. The guy has a whole bunch of houses, almost 69 houses, right?
Boom, brr, boom, boom.
Conan. So there's all kinds of stuff, and I also thought that it would be interesting to hear the alternative opinions of you both, even though Karl has been accused of, let's just say,
Cheesy Pete.
Thank you. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with Lemmy. Hello, by the way, Lemmy.
Hello.
Thank you. And just to make sure you're not playing the computer during this episode, can we see both hands in the air?
I'll do the fingering.
Thank you. So we're going to start with Karl. We're going to start with...
I've been accused of overusing my soundboard, but holy shit. This whole intro is just so you can set up your drops.
You stink.
Yep. You got
Thank
it.
you.
Bullshit!
But so we're going to start with Lemmy on this one, mostly because I want to supervise Karl and watch where his eyes go while Lemmy speaks. Lemmy, with the recent state of what's going on with this DabbleVerse, with the doxing and the threats and the accusations of cheesy pizza,
Cheesy Pete.
and all kinds of stuff, what do you think of the current state of the way things are going?
Part of me wants to be surprised, but it's not that we have an actual full-blown, proven, charged person of that nature, and people are going after people who... That's a dangerous word to be throwing around, I think. And it's going to lose its meaning, and that word needs to keep its meaning. You know what I mean? I'm trying to be vague. I know you're live, and you can't censor this.
I know what you mean. Honestly, Lemmy, I think that word lost its meaning years ago. I think the words Nazi and the word that you're describing have both lost their meaning because people get called that all the time, every day, very flippantly. And it actually does mean something real that's horrible.
I don't know if cheesy peas accusations are ever going to lose their meaning. Like, I don't think anyone's ever going to go, whatever, when they hear someone's been accused of, shall we say, overly shaved banana
I'll give you an example of why you're wrong about that, Hughezy. I talked to Vito and Dick about being part of Hackamania, and Melton doesn't really know those guys very well, but he trusted my judgment on bringing those guys in. As soon as it was announced they were coming in, Melton got tons of messages from people saying that, how are you having Vito, who's a P word, as part of Hackamania? And Melton didn't take it seriously. He didn't shut it down. We got to abort. We can't do it. Because he knows that's what these assholes do. They call everyone whose jokes they don't agree with the P word.
But at the same time, when did the change happen? Because it seemed to be about a year ago, everybody was just roasting each other. Now it's kind of people going after, making jokes about sick family. Speaking of which, there's a written hit the like button. Don't be a Night Melendez about it. There's anything wrong with that, right, Karl?
Nothing wrong with that, buddy.
Of course, it's perfectly normal to.
It's part of my community, as you know. I came out this week.
Oh, that's right.
I'm part of that community now.
I'll
probably see Night at a meetup or something.
But do you not think so, that Karl, that with the fact that people's personal addresses are being doxed, and we've got real legitimate life tough guys like Stuttering John going to people's houses, because for all we know, he's been giving out Melton's address to other people. I mean, this is what Conan thinks about him.
You're an idiot, dude.
Conan roasted him really good like that. And I just think that with people like Stuttering John, and even while I'm a fan of him, it really seems like General Z, the Z-Man, he's really out to get certain people. And I find it hilarious because I'm part of the Z Nation. I'm a Mud Forever type guy. But I just think that this thing's getting fucking nuts. Do you know? I mean, Lemmy, the fact that Stuttering John, first time he ever spoke to you within 45...
This is going great.
Yeah, within 45 seconds, he asked you about taking it in the back door.
I like the racism, the body shaming.
And then he was fucking... And now he lives near where you live. Like, what's going to stop him from turning up? Your audio's off.
I'm not sure I can say what can stop him from entering my property on live television.
Oh, does it sound like this?
Boom, brr, boom, boom.
A little bit louder, but yeah.
Yeah. But do you not think so, Carl? Because like your whole lifestyle is sort of around the income you've built from your show and all this stuff. But there's now people actively going after channels and flagging and all this type of shit. Like, does it ever not make you a little bit cautious where you think, maybe I should take a break from this kind of stuff? Maybe I shouldn't target these nut jobs?
Well, I actually think there should be way more doxing going on. It's not enough, in my opinion. I was actually going to give out Stuttering John's cell phone number on your show, if that's cool. It's 747-867-5309. Go ahead and call Stuttering John Melendez. Shoot him a text. He loves to hear from the fans out there. I'm calling for much more doxing.
I'll do the fingering.
Yes. But I don't know. I just think that it is getting worse. And now we've got Stuttering John, who really seems to be surrounding himself with the lower of the low. Like, what's the guy with the mask? What's his name?
Clay Dabbler.
Right. So they record on Friday and Saturday nights by that time in the UK. Has he really got nothing else going on other than he wants to sit there and agree with Stuttering John all night?
I think he's probably turning down a lot of invitations to hang out with girls and go to clubs and go to parties. And he's just like, he's very popular, but he's also very loyal to his buddy John. So he stays home and does that. Don't you think so? Doesn't he seem like a really popular guy who has a lot of friends and his fingers probably reek like pussy? Isn't that your takeaway from it? Are you fucking checking your phone? Is anyone doing a show on here today? What am I doing? What's going on? Why did you invite me onto this today? What's going on?
But then again, we go with all this stuff with Cardiff. For whatever reason, they want to find his name and address. They want to dox him. Mm-hmm. They want to throw all that shit.
Oh, I'm going to give out his name and address on this show later. So yes, stick around for that. Excellent.
But I don't know. I just think that it's like with Stuttering John, I think he's getting worse. And then,
of course, yeah. He's. By the way, John's always been like this since before the DabbleVerse existed. He was trying to get my Patreon taken down and my YouTube channel taken down. He was bragging about emailing the CEO of Patreon to try to get my page taken down. He thinks he's a celebrity. He's always been like this. Nothing's changed as far as John's tactics.
But the one thing about Stuttering John, though, when he makes a claim like that, you know he's going to follow through with it. Like, he would never lie.
That's why I was very nervous about it when he explained that. I was like, oh, no. This is going to be terrible for me.
But he, and then that whole stuff about Kate Meany, Lemmy's old friend, like that's an insane reaction. It's like, oh, you don't want to let me sleep with you? What's your mother's number? I'm going to tell her you're on drugs. And this type of stuff where it's like, but that's an insanely crazy overreaction. Why the fuck would why would he think there was anything at all was going to happen? And then Lemmy's big favorite show is Steel Toe Morning Show. Like, all that shit that's going on with him is pretty nuts. But at the same time, it's private stuff. Like, really,
the crazy part about it is that Aaron blabbed to the entire internet about what they were doing. That's all that shit. We shouldn't know anything about any of that shit. It's crazy that he's such a child. He had a tattletale on his old friends. Could you imagine Hughezy if someone comes out and there's like, by the way, I did blow with Hughezy 3 times. Everyone's just like, yeah, we know you hung out with Hughezy. We get it. Like, it's not that big a deal.
That was a long lunch break, you know. But what about you, Lemmy? Because you keep a lot of stuff private, even though your name's not actually Lemmy, doxed. But do you think that this? I had to do it. But do you not think this sort of stuff, like with Aaron and John going after houses, like this is too much?
I don't see how Aaron is doing too much. He's keeping it as vague as he possibly can on purpose, and he's hiding behind things like Kiwi Farms and stuff to make his like more edgier points for him. And he'll be like, "Oh wow, good take. Well, interesting take. I would have to agree with that." Sort of, you know what I mean? So he's trying to keep it cute or whatever. John Melendez is just like a bull in a china shop about it, though.
What does this mean here? Scuddergy took WATB off last night, dude. Wanted to see next moment of fame.
Yeah, so it is back up. The edited version of yesterday's WATB is up on our channel. I don't think it's under the live tab anymore because we did have to take down the live video because Eric Zane's taint is not safe for work. Do you know what happened on WATB yesterday, Hughezy?
No, I don't watch Christian Blatt projects. So
nobody does. I know. So Eric decided to. He says, "Thank you for the edit, Carl. You're welcome, Christian." Eric decided to get up, and Christian's like, "Oh, this is gonna be funny." He turned his back to the camera, so he zoomed in on Eric Zane, and Eric Zane just dropped trowel, and it went far down. Like it wasn't just the whole asshole; it was parts below that as well. And I went, "Jesus Christ, Cardiff just got his channel nuked, and this is what you're doing right now? Easy, come on, man."
Well, that's pretty good, but at the same time, if your penis is that small that YouTube can't even detect it, yeah, probably would have kept it hidden.
I actually got a notification that it was showing too many vaginas on the show from YouTube, so it's not a good sign for Eric Zane.
That's always a good one to hear.
I'll do the fingering.
There we go. But yeah, I just think that with this, do you ever Here's the thing I gotta ask you though, Carl. With Stuttering John, he's always talking about flagging YouTube channels and how he boasts about how he's flagged your name or flagged your channel, but you never flag his. Do you ever not think that it would be fair to at least give him a strike back? Like, I almost want to do streams about him simply so that he will potentially, we call it snipe this, so that I can flag it.
Yeah, I am not a flag it, so I will never flag anyone's channel for any reason whatsoever. I am certainly against copyright strikes and any types of flagging and trying to get the social media authorities involved in any of our business. Let's keep them out of our business.
Yeah, well,
I think we should just fuck, Kaylee. Is that
Yeah,
cool?
I'm in. Let's go.
Okay. I don't know. I just think that one day you should just give him the one strike. That's the thing I've got to love about the Kevin Brennan show, whatever the fuck that's become these days.
Yeah. What is that show? I want to ask you about that, but go ahead. What were you going to say?
You know, there's a self-help group that me and a few unnamed former fans have, that when we see clips of that show, that it was 2 years ago, Kevin Brennan was potentially the funniest guy in all of podcasting.
Yeah, when I started going on his show, I agree. It got really good for a little bit there.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Close. But the whole thing is that, it's like he doesn't even try to be funny now. And he gets that guy, Mr. Kill Everything, who I love being on shows, because he makes me seem fucking kept together. Yeah. And it's like, this is really bad. And with MLC, I don't understand what it is exactly that people are fucking donating for, and say, keep sending the money if you want, but why?
I don't know. I honestly don't know who's still enjoying Kevin's show. I tune in from time to time, and I mean, obviously, it's not great from my perspective because they're talking about me and my napping schedule, and I can't take too much of that. You know me, Hughezy. You talk about me taking a nap, I get very upset very quickly. I have to turn it off. But yeah, it's not that much fun anymore. He's not really going for the comedy. He's a very bitter ex-comedian who never made it to where he wanted to make it to or where he thought he should make it to. And, people always talk about he's jealous of his brother. He definitely is. He's very jealous and envious of his brother. And a lot of these guys like Chad Zumock and him and Stuttering John, this envy and jealousy comes out in ugly ways, and it's for all of our enjoyment.
Yeah, I always love to remind people that Kevin Brennan played Santa Claus on an episode of Spin City with Michael J. Fox. Who better to play Santa Claus than Brennan? Like that must have been a lovely time behind the scenes. But I gotta say, the Zumach feud you have with Zumach, I don't get it. I think at the minute his show is hilarious. That Kumi's Cock song is fucking fantastic. Even if I don't watch a full show, I'll tune in to headbang like Dave Grohl at his
Can I just point out, if I was Chad, I'd be very offended right now. You go, Chad's show is really good. His theme song is great. That was the first example you thought of for why you like Chad's show, an AI-created theme song. Wow. It must be a great show.
I don't
Remember the Cosby Show? That show was great. They had that theme song. People were dancing. What an amazing show that was.
Yeah, a lot of moral messages come from it. Behind the scenes stuff. Lisa Bonet, for some reason, wouldn't go anywhere near Bill Cosby on camera. I wonder why. But she was very rich at a young age. I think we can understand what happened to one of her holes there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry I brought it up.
No,
I got you real sidetracked there. My bad. Back to Chad, how funny he is on his show, please.
I'll do the fingering.
But I think that with General Z, the thing that I love about him is, and this even goes back to his feud with Steel Toe, he had no problem at all going from 0 to 100.
Right.
When it comes to fucking like flat out making threats, while I'm not on the receiving end as a viewer, that stuff's hilarious because this is like it really is a fucking an insane person. But of course, I'm not like he wouldn't dare mess with the H-man. We all know that, right, Lemmy?
Right.
But Lemmy's a Z-man guy too.
I find him redeemable
Really?
and adorable. Absolutely.
How is he redeemable?
Yes, he is an asshole. Yeah, he is a very unsavory character. You don't want to fuck with the Z-Man or whatever because he will get down in the mud. But he's also adorable when he laughs and when like things make him happy. He's having a good day. He's like kind of lit up like a little Christmas tree, like a little kid, and it's very endearing.
So
I like seeing a piece of shit, like a guy that's just a fucking everybody hates him. I like him. I like seeing people like that have a good day.
So I'm not going to argue with your feelings about him, and you can feel however you want about him. But when you say asshole, you could say a lot of people are assholes. People have called me an asshole many times. He's a little bit of a different level. He has been arrested for breaking and entering into a woman's house. She showed up and he was in her kitchen. He has a case of menacing by stalking. And then there was an anti-stalking protection order violation after that. Like, he's at a different level. I mean, I don't think you'd want him in your life. Let's put it that way. He told a girl
Sounds
to
like a good
offer
old-fashioned
self-
Florida boy right there.
That's true. That's very true.
Plus, but can you at least give him credit, though, Carl, for his impression of you?
If people enjoy it, then good on him.
You don't think it's funny?
I don't get it.
Yeah, but he does an accent of me, where for some reason he thinks I'm like an Indian guy. Bob Levy has fucking, what do you call him? Thought I was from Liverpool for about the first 4 months of me knowing him. Here's the thing, this is stupid here. The same thing about Carl's wife. Producer Chris told me she gives great BJ, so why would we insult her?
Good point.
There we go. Right, Lemmy?
Right?
Right.